HAL is in the spotlight as, especially for the fact that the delivery of its light combat aircraft Mark 1A series seemed to have been delayed from March of 2025, and that was the promised timeline. The company's shares traded under pressure today, extending its decline to a second session after reports said the Defence Ministry shortlisted private players over the PSU giant for an advanced fighter jet program. Now, HAL has clarified it has not received any official communication in this regard and will therefore not comment on the reports. And on the delivery of the light combat aircraft Mark 1A series, the company issued a statement today saying that 5 LCA Mark 1A aircraft are fully ready for delivery and that an additional 9 aircraft have already been built and flown. So to discuss and clear the air on some of these subjects, we have DK Sunil, Chairman and Managing Director of HAL, joining us. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. I also have my colleague Sharad Dubey with me to partake in this conversation. Sir, my first question to you is that you've issued a statement today saying that 5 LCA Mark 1A aircraft are fully ready for delivery and that an additional 9 aircraft have already been built and flown, as I said in my introduction as well. Of course, this depends upon the receipt of engines from GE. These aircraft will be made ready for delivery. What do you have to say on these? And could you also give us some clarity on why there was a delay? So I think...
Thank you for having me on the show. As I said, as you have said, the aircraft are ready, 5 aircraft are ready with engines, and 9 more have been flown, test flown, and are also ready. So as of today, 14 aircraft are ready. We have 5 engines, and by the end of the year, we will have 24 of these aircraft ready. So I think we have been building the aircraft, notwithstanding the shortage of engines. I was also at the GE plant, and I see that they have opened a new line and also have put in new automation for increasing the rate of testing. So the guidance from GE is that in the second half of this year, H2 of calendar year 26, we will be getting more engines. So it is expected that we will get about 24 engines in the calendar year 26.
Interesting.
So
Hi, Sunil,
I think,
sir. This is Sharad here.
Please continue. Yeah. So these aircraft are now, as I said, 14 are ready, and we will be continue building these aircraft, and as and when the engines come, we will be in a position to deliver. These 5 aircraft already, we have done the testing, the missile testing, the bombing, and the integration of the EW suite and the EXA radar. So I think these are in a capable condition, and we will be talking to the Indian Air Force to accept these 5 aircraft in the current financial year.
Hi, Sunil, sir. Sharad here. And how does the management interpret the AMCA shortlisting outcome and the reported clause that discouraged companies with large order books? What does this imply for HAL's positioning in the future large platforms?
Yeah, so as I said, I would first of all make a disclaimer that as of now, we don't have anything in writing that we are out of the race. But notwithstanding that, this contract is for building 5 prototypes. It's purely a design and development contract where the consortium will assist ADA in producing these 5 prototype aircrafts. And once the certification is done, the production will once again be open as a tender. So even assuming that HAL is out of the race, we will still be in the race when it comes to production. So we will throw our hat into the ring. We have a capable workforce, we have the plants, and we have the pedigree. So therefore, we will be the right candidates to produce the aircraft. So, excuse me, I think I don't see it as a setback. Let us wait and see what is the final outcome. Also, I would also like to make a point that the AMCA is not catered to in our revenue plan for the next 10 years. We know that this is a design and development effort. It will take 10 years to come to production. So in our planning for the next 10 years, this doesn't figure in our revenue projections at all. So I think this has been misread that if HAL is out of the AMCA race for this phase, it will have no impact at all. We have a very robust order book which will take us to FY 23, 22, 23. We are building the 156 Prachand, 180 LCAs. We will be building about 60 of the maritime helicopters. We have just got an order for the Dhruv NG, which is the civil version of the ALH. And we see a very good order book coming up for the LUH and other products which are under design. We have a lot of products in the pipeline for design like IMRH and other aircraft which we are designing. So I don't see this news has any material impact on our revenue projections or our profitability projections.
Noted that point. You've said that the AMCA program, you've not penciled in the effect of it into your revenue, at least for the coming decade. So that's a big takeaway from what you've said. But sir, coming back on the engine delivery, you've received 5 F404 engines from GE. And I'd like to ask you, what is the status of the remaining engines? Are they on track with the delivery schedule or facing any further delays? Because as far as we've read, we've known that the delay in delivery was delivery of these engines was exactly what caused the delay in the entire, the entire delivery of the aircraft to the Indian Air Force as well. And we are already running back on schedule by almost a year. So even if these 5 are delivered soon, I'd like to ask you, what is the projection of these delivery of 180 aircrafts that you've promised to the Indian Air Force?
The guidance from GE is that in the second half of this calendar year, H2 of 26, we will be getting further engines, and in the whole year, they will deliver 24 engines to us. So that is the guidance we have from them, that we will get engines. The way we have now planned it out, we will still be able to meet the deadline for the 2 contracts, 83 plus 97. And we will be able to close it in FY 22-23 as per the schedule. So we will be able to catch up, notwithstanding the initial delay in the deliveries of aircraft. We will still be able to catch up and deliver the balance aircraft on schedule. As I've said, we have 2 lines in Bangalore. We had recently inaugurated a 3rd line in Nasik. So we have 3 lines in HAL and a 4th line in the private sector, where we have parts of the fuselage coming from our partners in the private sector. So effectively, we have built 4 lines for the LCA, and I don't see any constraint in capacity for producing this and meeting the overall deadline.
And Mr. Sunil, can you give us an update on the long pending CCS approval, for Su-30 upgrade project? This project is having a valued estimate of roughly 60 to 70,000 odd crore rupees. What will be your views on that?
Yeah, I think that is in the final stages, as I see. Some of the modalities are still being worked out between IAF and HAL. I think it should shortly go to the CCS. It's in an advanced stage. The technical parts have been ironed out. It's more to do with the financial details of the project that are being ironed out. So I expect that it should happen in the next couple of months.
All right, and Sunil sir, at the end of FY25, you had guided a FY26 revenue growth of 8 to 10%. Do you expect to surpass this target given that the performance in H1 has been good?
I think we will maintain the guidance that we have given. Given that there are some headwinds still in terms of the engine deliveries and so on, but still we will be able to make the numbers by pulling up some of the other parts of our portfolio like the engines or the helicopters. So I think we still maintain the guidance that we have given.
Right. So although you've said that the AMCA program does not have much of a consideration into your revenue, how does HAL assess competitive intensity from L&T, BEL, Tata Advanced Systems and Bharat Forge-led consortia and future large programs beyond AMCA?
See, the intent of the government is to bring in, build this sector and build in more players. So I think that really doesn't at this stage worry us, because you see, from what we were, say, 30, 40 years ago, where we were a TOT-led company, where we used to produce, manufacture under license. Today, if you look at our product range, they are all designed, developed by HAL. So we have a very strong R&D culture, and we have built these products. If you look at the Prachand, which is an attack helicopter as good as anything in the world, we have the LCA, we have built the HTT-40, which is a trainer. We have the light utility helicopter. So we have moved from a licensed manufacturer to a IDDM category company, indigenously designed, developed, manufactured, right? So which is the first category in the DPP for procurement, which is 50% of indigenous content. And our aircraft have indigenous content upwards of 60%, 60% and more. So I think the capabilities that we have built and the strength, core strength that we have in building new products is unmatched in India. And our competitors are truly only abroad. I mean, it is the foreign OEMs who are really competitors to us. So we don't see any significant competition coming to us from indigenous companies, because they still have to move up the ladder from a licensed manufacturer to this stage and the capability that we are in today. But notwithstanding that, yes, we are working with all these companies, the private sector companies as an ecosystem, to make our products more competitive by roping in their capabilities also. So I think as a company, we are evolving on two fronts, by building our own products, and secondly also collaborating with the private ecosystem being built in the country to make our products more competitive.
And Mr. Sunil, does HAL expect the Ministry of Defence procurement norms to increasingly cap the exposure to any single vendor with a large order book, and how this might actually impact HAL's ability to win the future mega contracts?
No, I don't think there is any move like that. I mean, in this particular RFI, that was a condition where they had, given 0 marks if you had an order book which was more than a certain threshold. So, which we did also protest to ADA that this was unfairly, tilted against us, because it goes to say that a company which has better financials and better strength is more qualified to do a project of this nature. So, however, notwithstanding that, we did participate in the RFI, and let us see how this pans out. But my own submission is that today we need to grow in size to be able to compete on the global stage. You see, HAL has a $4 billion turnover roughly. And today the major companies of the world talk to us because of the size of our balance sheet and order book. So I think if we have to go global and export and become a big player on the global stage, then size does matter. So I am not very happy with this narrative that if a company becomes too big, it is a negative for the company. I think this is not true. In the global stage, if you have to grow and compete with the big OEMs, then you have to grow in size. Your balance sheet has to become stronger and stronger. So I feel that this is not a negative for us. It will only add to our stature when we are trying to export across the globe. Having a larger order book and a strong balance sheet will help us export more. So I think this is should be seen as a positive and not as a negative for the company.
Right. Mr. Sunil, I remember coming to your Nasik base when during the first official launch of the LCA Mark 1A Tejas aircraft, and that time in a short interaction with me, you'd said that the delivery of the 180 aircraft is on time and you project to deliver that by 2032-33. My question is that the current backlog that HAL stands at is about 7 times trailing 12 months sales. And I just previously right now asked you that we're already behind schedule, although you've said that you expect 24 engines to be delivered by this year. I just need some clarity on those timelines. You do not see any disturbance to the capacity and the projection, but do you think you will be able to deliver all those 180 aircraft by 2032-33? And if yes, what is going to be the rate of delivery per year? Is it going to be 24 per year or is it going to increase every year?
Yes, you see, the aircraft deliveries will pick up as the engine deliveries pick up, and we are confident that in the second half of this year, the engine deliveries will start stabilizing. So the kind of rate that is promised by GE will be about 28 to 30 engines per annum. Once this year we get those 24 engines, we expect that in the subsequent years they will be delivering 20, 32, 32, 30 aircraft. So on an average about 30 engines per annum. This is the kind of ramp up they are doing. So that is the basis for our confidence that even though there is some catching up to do with these engines, as the rate ramps up, we will be able to meet the contracted schedule. And as I said, notwithstanding this, we are building the airframes. Today we are going to have 24 airframes by the end of this financial year. And we have 4 lines, as I said. So I don't see any constraint in meeting this schedule. As long as the engines deliveries meet the promised numbers, we will be able to complete these deliveries as scheduled.
Interesting, Mr. Sunil. But the biggest question remains is, do you have any contingency plans if the engine shipments face the further delays?
Unfortunately, you see, we can't change the engine on a fighter aircraft of this class. The aircraft is built around the engine. You first decide an engine and then you build the aircraft around it. So unfortunately, you can't pull out the engine and put in a new engine because it's as good as a brand new aircraft. So that's the reason we reached out. I myself I visited the GE plants, had discussions with their top brass. So I am confident that the kind of changes they have brought into their management structure, the new lines of production that they have opened and the testing facilities, I'm quite confident that GE is giving the kind of seriousness to this project. And I'm confident that in the second half of this year, we will get those deliveries.
Okay. Thanks so much, sir, for conversing with us on these subjects that have brought HAL to the forefront of our coverage today. And of course, thank you so much for giving us clarity on the AMCA program, the revenue projection that you see from that, also the timeline of the the deliveries of the LCA Mark 1A series. So thanks so much for talking on these various points. It was a pleasure having you.